Ladies and gentlemen, life is not always kind. It does not always go as planned, but it is in those unexpected turns that we find our true purpose. Today, I want to share with you 10 powerful lessons that will inspire you to keep going, no matter what life throws your way. Life is a journey filled with uncertainties, challenges, and unexpected turns. Often we find ourselves in situations we never imagined, facing hardships that seem unbearable. In those moments, we have two choices: resist reality and live in denial, or embrace it with strength and grace. The power of acceptance is one of the most profound lessons life teaches us. It is the foundation upon which resilience is built and the first step toward true inner peace. Many of us believe that happiness lies in controlling every aspect of our lives. We plan our future, set expectations, and create an ideal version of how things should be. But life does not always align with our plans. Unexpected failures, heartbreaks, and disappointments shake us to our core. When things do not go as expected, our immediate reaction is resistance. We question, we complain, and we ask, "Why me?" But the truth is, suffering does not come from our circumstances. It comes from our unwillingness to accept them. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It does not mean resigning yourself to a life of struggle or refusing to work for a better future. Instead, acceptance means understanding that some things are beyond your control and that true strength lies in adapting to those circumstances. It is about making peace with your past, embracing the present, and moving forward with courage. When you accept what is, you free yourself from the burden of what could have been. Consider a person who has faced a life-altering event, perhaps a sudden illness, an accident, or a major loss. The natural response is grief and frustration, but those who learn to accept their reality and adapt to it find a new sense of purpose. They stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" Their mindset shifts from victimhood to empowerment. They recognize that while they cannot change what happened, they can control how they respond to it. Acceptance also applies to personal growth. Many of us struggle with self-doubt and insecurity, constantly comparing ourselves to others. We feel we are not enough, not successful enough, not beautiful enough, not talented enough. But true confidence comes from accepting ourselves as we are, with all our imperfections. The moment we embrace our flaws, we stop seeking validation from the world. We learn to love ourselves, not despite our weaknesses, but because of them. One of the greatest benefits of acceptance is inner peace. When we stop resisting life, we stop creating unnecessary suffering. We stop clinging to things that are not meant for us, and we start appreciating the present moment. Instead of living in regret or fear, we begin to trust the journey. Life becomes less about control and more about flow. We start to see every challenge as an opportunity, every setback as a lesson, and every hardship as a stepping stone toward growth. Whatever you are facing today, take a deep breath, accept it, embrace it, and know that acceptance is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new, stronger version of you. Failure is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe that success is the ultimate goal, and anything less than that is a setback. But what if failure is not the opposite of success? What if it is, in fact, a necessary step toward it? Every great achievement in history has been built upon countless failures. Those who have truly succeeded are not the ones who never failed. They are the ones who failed, learned, and kept going. Our immediate reaction is disappointment. We feel embarrassed, ashamed, and even hopeless. We convince ourselves that failure means we are not good enough, that our dreams are out of reach. But failure is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to reflect. It is a lesson in disguise, teaching us something valuable that success never could. Failure forces us to reassess our approach, to recognize our mistakes, and to grow stronger than before. Every time we fail, we gain knowledge and experience that bring us closer to success. Think about the most successful people in the world. Their journeys were not smooth or easy. They faced rejection, criticism, and losses. But they refused to let those moments define them. Instead of giving up, they used their failures as fuel to push forward. They understood that failure is not a dead end. It is simply a redirection towards something better. Thomas Edison, after thousands of failed attempts, finally invented the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is the mindset of someone who understands the true value of failure. Failure also teaches resilience. When we experience setbacks, we have two choices. We can either let them break us or let them make us. The strongest people are not those who never fell. They are the ones who fell and chose to rise every single time. Resilience is built through struggle, and failure is the best teacher of all. When we embrace failure, we stop fearing it. We start seeing it as part of the process, not the end of the road. Another powerful lesson failure teaches us is humility. Success can sometimes make people overconfident, making them believe they have all the answers. But failure reminds us that there is always more to learn. It humbles us and keeps us grounded. It teaches us to listen, to adapt, and to grow. The most successful individuals are those who remain lifelong students, always learning from their mistakes and improving themselves. Failure reminds us that we are human. It is proof that we are trying, that we are pushing beyond our comfort zones. The only real failure is never trying at all. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection is just another step forward. So, the next time you fail, do not see it as an end. See it as a new beginning, a lesson that is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more determined version of yourself. Self-love and confidence are the foundation of a fulfilling and successful life, yet they are often the hardest things to develop. From a young age, we are taught to seek validation from the outside world, through achievements, appearance, and the approval of others. We measure our worth based on society's standards, forgetting that true confidence comes from within. When we learn to embrace ourselves fully, with all our strengths and imperfections, we unlock the power to live without fear or doubt. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with self-love is comparison. We look at others and believe they have it all together, while we are still trying to figure things out. Social media has only intensified this, showing us curated versions of people's lives, making us feel like we are not enough. But the truth is, no one's life is perfect. Everyone is fighting their own battles. The moment we stop comparing ourselves to others and start focusing on our own journey, we begin to appreciate who we truly are. Loving yourself does not mean ignoring your flaws. It means accepting them as part of your uniqueness. No one is perfect, and perfection is not the goal. Growth is. Confidence is not about having no insecurities. It is about not letting those insecurities define you. When you accept yourself, you stop trying to fit into unrealistic molds and start creating your own identity. You learn that your worth is not determined by how you look, what you own, or how others see you. Your worth comes from who you are at your core. Self-love also means setting boundaries. When you truly value yourself, you no longer tolerate people or situations that drain your energy or make you feel small. You learn to say no without guilt, to walk away from toxic relationships, and to surround yourself with people who uplift you. Loving yourself means prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, even if it means disappointing others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you take care of yourself, you are better able to give to the world. Confidence grows when you step outside your comfort zone. Many people believe that they need to be confident before they take action, but the truth is, confidence is built through action. Every time you try something new, face a fear, or overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you are capable. The more you push yourself, the more you grow, and the more confident you become. Self-love is a daily practice. It is not something you achieve once and then never struggle with again. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when negative thoughts creep in, when the world makes you feel less than enough. On those days, remind yourself of your strength, your worth, and your journey. Speak to yourself with kindness, just as you would to a loved one. When you love yourself, you do not need external validation. You walk with confidence, knowing that you are enough, just as you are. You become unstoppable, not because you are perfect, but because you have embraced every part of yourself, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Gratitude is one of the most powerful yet underrated tools for happiness and success. In a world that constantly pushes us to chase more success, more money, more achievements, we often forget to appreciate what we already have. We focus so much on what is missing in our lives that we fail to see the blessings right in front of us. But the moment we shift our mindset from complaints to gratitude, everything changes. We begin to realize that happiness does not come from having everything, but from appreciating what we already have. Many people believe that they will be happy once they achieve something, once they get a better job, once they buy a bigger house, once they have more money, once they find the right person. But this way of thinking keeps happiness out of reach, always tied to some future event. True happiness is not found in external achievements. It is found in the ability to recognize and appreciate the present moment. When we practice gratitude, we stop waiting for happiness and start experiencing it now. Gratitude also has the power to transform pain into strength. Life is not always easy and challenges are inevitable. There will be moments of struggle, disappointment, and loss. But even in the darkest times, there is always something to be grateful for. When we focus on what we still have instead of what we have lost, we find the strength to keep going. We begin to see hardships not as punishments, but as lessons. Gratitude shifts our perspective from why is this happening to me to what is this teaching me? That change in mindset can make all the difference. Letting go is one of the hardest but most liberating lessons in life. We often hold on to things that no longer serve us, past mistakes, painful memories, toxic relationships, unrealistic expectations, because we fear what will happen if we release them. We convince ourselves that holding on gives us control, but in reality, it only holds us back. True freedom comes when we learn to let go, not with regret, but with peace. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to let go is attachment. We become emotionally attached to people, situations, and even ideas of how life should be. When things do not go as expected, we feel a sense of loss, as if we have failed. But life is not meant to go exactly as we plan. Sometimes what we are holding on to is not meant for us. Holding on to pain does not change the past, just as holding on to toxic people does not make them better. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is about accepting that some things belong to the past. We also hold on to guilt and regret. We replay past mistakes in our minds, wishing we could change things, but no amount of regret can rewrite history. What is done is done. The only thing we can control is what we do next. Every mistake is a lesson. Every regret is a teacher. When we choose to let go of the past, we open ourselves to a future filled with new possibilities. Instead of punishing ourselves for what went wrong, we should focus on what we can do better moving forward. Letting go also applies to the people in our lives. Sometimes, we try to hold on to relationships that have already run their course. We stay in toxic friendships, unhealthy relationships, or one-sided connections because we fear being alone. But not everyone is meant to stay. Some people come into our lives to teach us something and then leave. That does not mean the relationship was a failure. It simply means its purpose has been fulfilled. Holding on to people who do not respect, support, or uplift us only drains our energy. The sooner we let go, the sooner we make space for the right people to enter our lives. Fear is another thing we must learn to release. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. It all keeps us from reaching our true potential. We often stay in our comfort zones because we are afraid of what will happen if we take risks. But growth only happens when we step outside of what is familiar. Letting go of fear does not mean we stop feeling it. It means we do not let it control us. It means moving forward despite the fear, trusting that something better is ahead. Letting go is not a single action, but a continuous practice. It requires strength, courage, and faith in the unknown. But once we release what no longer serves us, we discover how much lighter, freer, and happier life can be. The past cannot be changed, but the future is in our hands. And the first step to embracing it is to let go. Kindness is one of the most powerful forces in the world, yet it is often underestimated. We live in a fast-pacing world where people are constantly chasing success, recognition, and material achievements. In this pursuit, kindness is sometimes seen as a weakness, something secondary to ambition and personal goals. But the truth is, kindness is not a sign of weakness. It is a reflection of strength. It takes courage to be kind in a world that can be unkind. And the more kindness we give, the more we create a ripple effect that transforms lives, including our own. One of the most important things to understand about kindness is that it costs nothing but has immeasurable value. A simple smile, a kind word, or a small act of generosity can change someone's entire day. We often underestimate the impact of our words and actions, but we never truly know what someone else is going through. A moment of kindness can be the light in someone's darkest hour. It can give them hope, remind them that they are not alone, and restore their faith in humanity. Kindness is not just about how we treat others. It is also about how we treat ourselves. Many people are compassionate toward others, but extremely harsh on themselves. They speak to themselves with criticism, doubt, and negativity. But just as we extend kindness to others, we must also extend it to ourselves. Self-kindness means forgiving yourself for past mistakes, allowing yourself to grow at your own pace, and understanding that you are human. When you are kind to yourself, you become a more positive and compassionate person toward others as well. One of the most beautiful things about kindness is that it multiplies. When you show kindness to someone, they are more likely to pass it on. A small act of generosity can create a chain reaction that reaches far beyond what we can imagine. The world becomes a better place not through grand gestures, but through simple acts of kindness repeated over and over again. A kind word, a helping hand, or simply listening to someone with patience and understanding can create waves of positivity. Kindness also has the power to heal. We all go through difficult times, experience heartbreak, or face disappointments. But when we choose kindness, even in moments of pain, we turn our suffering into strength. It is easy to be kind when everything is going well, but the true test of character is being kind even when life is challenging. When we show kindness despite our struggles, we prove that love is greater than pain and that compassion is stronger than bitterness. Kindness is a choice. Every day we have the opportunity to be kind, to lift someone up, to make someone feel seen, to spread a little bit of light. In a world that can often be harsh, kindness is a gift we can give freely. It requires no wealth, no special talent, only a heart willing to give. And in the end, kindness does not just change others, it changes us. It makes us better, stronger, and more fulfilled, creating a world that is brighter for everyone. Life is a journey filled with lessons, challenges, and moments that test our strength. Through every failure, every struggle, and every setback, we are given the opportunity to grow, to become stronger versions of ourselves. The lessons of acceptance, resilience, self-love, gratitude, letting go, and kindness are not just words. They are the foundation of a meaningful life. They remind us that happiness is not found in perfection, but in embracing every part of our journey. We must accept what we cannot change, for true peace begins when we stop resisting life and start flowing with it. We must embrace failure, not as an end, but as a stepping stone towards success, because every setback brings us one step closer to our dreams. We must learn to love ourselves unconditionally, because confidence and self-worth are built from within. Gratitude should be a daily practice, for it turns even the smallest moments into sources of joy. Letting go is necessary for growth, as we cannot move forward while clinging to the past. And above all, kindness is the force that connects us all, reminding us that the smallest act of compassion can change a life. No matter where you are on your journey, remember this. You are stronger than your struggles, wiser than your mistakes, and capable of achieving more than you ever imagined. Life will test you, but it is within those tests that you will discover your true potential. Keep going, keep growing, and never lose faith in the beauty of your own journey. The lessons you learn today will become the wisdom that shapes your tomorrow.